show, everyone was strict about so many things. About other diamonds being fused, them doing not what they're supposed to, and so on and so forth. But the thing is that they wanted to make everything perfect. Which is kind of like the saying, if every pork chop weren't perfect, we wouldn't have hot dogs. If you take every pork that is flawed, even by the littlest things, you wouldn't even have the most beautifulest things like hot dogs. Which actually means that they have done so many things to make everything look perfect. Because that's the thing. Nothing can be perfect 100%. There's always a flaw. Even if you try to make the perfect sandwich, the sandwich is not going to be perfect. Because there's always going to be one flaw. Especially when you're cooking or something, or cleaning, or basically anything. There's always going to be a crumb or anything. It doesn't always have to be perfect. It's just got to be somewhat perfect. Especially when you're doing a science fair project too. It doesn't have to be all perfectionist. It could be someone out of the norm. And with that, the diamonds actually gave in and decided to actually stop conquering and destroying other planets and actually become friends and peace with other life forms. Which then brings over to the movie. Now, remember when I said that Rose has some secrets that are very much kept from others, and then there are ones that are very, very, very shocking? Well, this is one of them. The thing is, in the Steven Universe movie, everything has been evolved, everything has been advanced, and has been moved on to the future. Having a place called Homeworld for gems to actually be socialized and communicate and actually work in the presence of the human beings. And there are so many other characters has either moved on or stayed on the show. Their life was totally perfect. Up until they meet a character named Spinel. Spinel decides to actually destroy the Earth with her giant spaceship. That is literally destroying the environment that's around it. So what Spinel did is that she actually resetted every single gem, including Steven, which didn't have an effect at all up until the very end. But not only that, Spinel was actually resetted as well from being a very much a bad villain to a very cute character. Just like everyone else. Except she was not evil, but she was kind of sort of like a clown. So what Steven did is that he tried to make everyone come back to normal, while on the side of saving the world from the ship. So he basically got everyone back to normal, but then when it was Spinel's turn to tell her story on how she became the villain of the story, the thing is, Spinel was actually a friend of Pink Diamond. Pink Diamond would actually spend days in her little garden that she has with Spinel. They would play so many games and have fun times all the time. But the thing is that Pink Diamond was basically bored and sick. So when she actually finally got permission to actually do a colony, which she has been asking for the diamonds for so long, she actually got her wish. But the thing is that she didn't want to bring along with Spinel. Because Spinel thinks that this was going to be another world for them to play on. Just like in the garden and play so many games. But when Pink Diamond said, just stay very still, this is going to be our game, and she decided to actually teleport it out of there. And then so many years, so many centuries has passed by, and Spinel has been sitting in the garden while everything was just overgrown and being destroyed and decaying alongside with it. She has been there for so many years until she finally got an announcement that Steven was actually Pink Diamond and Pink Diamond's son, and along with his new friends. It got Spinel very much upset, and she decided to go very rogue and decided to actually go to the Earth and destroy it, which is the reason why she's the main villain. So Steven said that, hey, we can work things out if we just try to save the world, or maybe we can find you a friend or someone to stay with, you know? It can't always be that. But then Spinel decides to actually turn on Steven when she thinks that he was actually going to destroy her and reset her. But then the crystal gems actually came together when they finally figured out of who they were and what they were meant to be, and decided to fight Spinel but also save the civilians while everything was actually decaying and rotting by the poison that was surrounding the city. So Steven actually fought out Spinel at the very end and tried to convince to actually stay with the diamonds, since the fight was actually over and all the diamonds actually wanted to come over and say hello, and actually convinced Steven to stay at the palace because he was a diamond. But he was like, I have an idea. How about Spinel just stay at the place and be the replacement as Pink Diamond? They truly accepted it, and everything was living happily ever after. The buildings were being constructed, and everything was slowly turning back to normal. The poison was gone, the ship was gone, foundation and everything was coming back to normal just the way it was. Until later on, we actually got a little sequel of Steven Universe Future, which is the final closing, some people say, of Steven Universe. Which throughout the entire show of Steven Universe Future, Steven was actually pretty good with his life. But the thing is that so many of his friends and family members, and alongside with the gems, everything was very much moving too fast for him. Everything was moving at a fast pace, and he couldn't keep up. Some people were leaving, some people were going out of town, some people were going off to college, and it kind of made Steven a bit pressure enough that his body was actually malfunctioning and growing out of the sorts. And also, he was turning pink a lot, alongside with his powers kind of malfunctioning as well. And then later on, it resulted of that, of him actually being corrupted and turned into a monster. So his friends actually decided to get together and save Steven and turn him back to normal. And the thing is that Steven turned back to normal. Now, there was a lot of things on that show that actually had character development alongside with enclosure for so many people as well, including for Steven himself, because Steven actually decided to actually move out of Beach City forever and actually pursue his life of what it means to be out there, to be a human being and everything. And the Crystal Gems and so many people were going to miss him, and they were going to support and love him as much as possible. And with that, as he drove off, a shooting star, so many stars were in the sky, and so as a shooting star and some people say it may escalate to another season or something. We don't know for sure. But if there's another episode of Steven Universe, I will definitely be excited and honored to see more of Steven Universe. Now, I will say the show as a whole is a very wonderful show. It has very good characters, very good action, very good fighting and action, alongside with character development, which was a very huge thing for every single character. Everyone had a very huge character development, including the Crystal Gems, because there were some things that were very holding on to themselves that they couldn't just let go. But then Steven actually came to them and actually helped them to let go of the guilt or anxiety that has been holding them back for so long, including other crystal gems or other gems as well. The animation was very good. It was very flawless in everything. The characters, the designs is really amazing. The artwork itself is flawless at its best, and so on and so forth. Which honestly, Steven Universe will definitely be one of my favorite shows to my heart 100%. And I am very much glad that Rebecca Sugar actually made such a very wonderful show. And I am so glad, just like many others, that loved her music, which honestly, her music is amazing with the show. And I just gotta say, I'm really glad that I have watched Steven Universe. And I'm very glad that it's actually one of my favorite shows of all time. Because there were a lot of things going on in my life. But yes, in all else, Steven Universe really taught me a lot of being myself and in being something that I was clearly not to be in the first place of all of that. Fun fact about Rebecca Sugar. Rebecca Sugar was just like many other people that would not stand down for letting this show be what it was meant to be. Just like, for example, Gravity Falls, there were so many things that Gravity Falls could have been, alongside with many other shows from Disney Channel. But Disney was actually strict about that. And alongside with Cartoon Network as well. There were some things that were very strict that she could not actually do. But when someone actually one day came in and became the new director, Rebecca had full-on dedication and determination to let the show be true to itself. And Rebecca was actually the first ever non-binary to create such a wonderful show. And she has made this show for not only fans around the world, but also people that's part of the LGBTQ community. She wanted to make a show to inspire so many people and also to help them as well, to get through their bad times or good. To have such a wonderful show just like this. There may be shows out there that does represent them, but then there are shows that are not. A show like Steven Universe does actually touch so many hearts of so many people out there, including mine, which is why she made this show, to touch so many hearts and souls of people, to create such a wonderful show, and to help so many people get through their bad or good times, and to help and support as well, and to represent too. And honestly, I think that's just a wonderful thing that Rebecca made this. And I'm very proud that she has made this. So please, go and support her. Go and support Rebecca Sugar. And I am down to whatever she has in store for us. Because I cannot wait to see what she creates next. But also, I want to say Happy Pride Month to everyone out there that's either out or not. Either way, you're still valid. You are still part of the community. Whether you're inside the closet or you're out. Either way, you're still part of the community and you're still supporting and you're still part of the community. You don't always have to go all out. You can go do it small. But please, be safe out there. Please be safe, be alerted, and also have fun. It's a wonderful month to celebrate. So happy Pride to everyone. And on that note, I'm really sorry to say this, but I'm probably going to have to end it here. Thank you guys so much for watching. And leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. And I hope you guys have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in this world. Hope guys have a wonderful day, and I will see y'all laters. Bye!